Alright, we're going into the second map between HoT and DIDI8. It is a secret valley, and HoT is one map away from advancing into the final double elimination grid. He is the he's the yellow Night player, spawning in the bottom left spawn position here of Secret Valley. Altar first, Moonwell second, and a quick scout with the Wisp. And same thing by DIDI8, so neither of them dares to go for the early Ancient of War creep, and both of them apparently are trying to cancel each other's Ancient of War, and none of them is going to be successful in doing so. So this might turn into a Huntress Mirror. Let's see what the hero choices of both players are going to end up being. DIDI8, of course, the blue Night player here on the top. And he has to win 2 in a row to stay in this tournament. If he loses one of the next 2, he's gonna be out. Priestess of the Moon by DIDI8 and Priestess of the Moon by HoT as well. And both of them having a scout, of course, on the other side of the map. Both of them know what's coming, and we'll see what exact builds both of the players are going to choose to go for, because there are still some possibilities. 1 Ancient of War hunts, 2 Ancients of War hunts, you know, Creo style with tons of glaive throwers. We'll find out about it as soon as both of the players do have 160 lumber, which is the case right about now. They should start building the Hunter's Hall as well as the first Ancient of War. Hunter's Hall is being built by both of them. And yeah, the Ancient of War coming here by HoT, whereas the Ancient of War of DIDI8 is being built inside of his base. Second Moonwell coming, and DIDI8 is going to get detonated here on his Priestess, whereas HoT still has full mana, and both of them, no, actually not. Only HoT is heading across the map. Looks like DIDI8 is going into defense mode here, just sitting in front of his base, apparently waiting for HoT's Priestess of the Moon, which is a little bit surprising given that HoT is building one of his Ancients of War here in front of his null camp, and therefore he'd be the one able to creep if DIDI8 stayed overly passive. But yeah, DIDI8 is just taking his sweet time here, sitting inside his own base. I mean, of course, with the Moonwell support, he can very easily start trading with HoT's Priestess of the Moon. But yeah, so far both of them are just running around. Neither of them really wants to trade, apparently. Second Ancient of War coming on both sides. So we're gonna see a lot of Huntresses. Ultra Vision being researched by both of them immediately as well. Of course, a huge deal to have that at night, as it drastically increases the vision range. Alright, so let's see who's getting the dust here. It is DIDI8. HoT is gonna have to go to the other shop to get dust. Yeah, so far really nothing of significance has happened. I mean, both of them are going into Priestess of the Moon and mass hunts, but other than that, nothing to really take away from this first 3.5 minutes. And now we see the first bigger deviation. HoT trying to get into an XP advantage here. He starts creeping his null camp, whereas DIDI8 is only going for the smaller null camp. Of course, DIDI8 in return is gonna have slightly more hunts on the field, at least for a little while, as he didn't stop Huntress production with one of his Ancients of War. So it's 32 supply against 30, as you can see right now. HoT actually just now getting another Moonwell, so he's gonna be supply blocked for quite a while. I'm wondering if he's gonna start attacking right now, or if this was just a blunder by him, because that's gonna make fighting straight up for him rather difficult for a little while. And yeah, HoT actually is going for the Owl here, whereas DIDI8 hasn't reached level 2 yet. As previously said, HoT going for the XP advantage with that Ancient of War creep at his orange camp. But yeah, he's not going for tier 2 or anything. He just had his Moonwell a little bit late, but it looks like it's not going to be punished. Some more creeping is going to be done by HoT, as he's creeping the second fountain. DIDI8 just finished off the first fountain, except for the dragon, of course. And he's gonna get aggressive here. It's 40 supply against 39 right now. And 2 hunts at the base at the moment. Another one is about to spawn. DIDI8 forgot about his Moonwell as well, so both of them not with 100% perfect macro, but it looks like one of the Moonwells of HoT might be falling, but HoT is coming just in time. DIDI8 has to reposition. The one Huntress is not going to get surrounded here, so still pretty balanced situation at the moment. Circlet on the Priestess of HoT. I'm wondering... Ah, okay, he didn't pick up this item, so the one circlet was from here, and he should have had a second one, or a second item of that type, but he didn't, therefore, yeah, he forgot that one. And he continues creeping. Seen by DIDI8, who is not going to try and go for a fight at the moment. He's going into the base of HoT again. He's gonna finally get the Moonwell killed here. And that is quite painful for HoT, because he's down again in supply. And is DIDI8 even going for the snipe on the Tree of Life here? This could actually work out, because yeah, HoT hasn't been in the right position. He's uprooting his Tree of Life here. I don't really get the point of that. Two more Wisps have fallen here, and the Tree of Life is going to root again. But what is the point of uprooting here? He has changed his armor type from heavy to fortified, but that doesn't provide any additional damage reduction here against the mass hunt. So I'm not really sure what the point of that one was. I mean, of course, he could have tried to run to the trees, but I guess that wasn't really a realistic scenario, with all of the hunts more or less surrounding the Tree of Life there. So DIDI8 with yeah, quite a huge victory here. I mean, he's used his town portal, but chances are that he's not gonna need that one anymore anyway. And he has crippled HoT's economy by a huge margin return. Well, Wand of Mana Stealing isn't gonna do anything for him. Tome of Intelligence also not really. This one's probably gonna be sold. Maybe he's just, yeah, he's not getting a new, okay, he's getting a new town portal plus he scroll plus a protection scroll. HoT on the other hand doesn't have any items. Level wise he's slightly behind. Yeah, not quite level 3 yet, which is not that small of a deal actually.
Research finished.
49 supply for DIDI8 against 40 for HoT. Yeah, so you can see that wasted gold working here already, plus a major advantage in terms of items for DIDI8 at the moment. Just gotta make sure not to overcommit here, but if he takes it slowly, then it should be difficult to hold. 1-1 upgrades, by the way, on both sides. And all this time, he's got a level 2 aura against a level 1. This Wisp is coming in immediately to detonate the Scroll of Protection here. 2 of the hunts of DIDI8 are rather outpositioned, and therefore level 3 finally being reached for HoT, but he's being driven out of his own main base here. He's lost one of his Ancients of War already, which is terrible, of course, because he's not going to be able to reinforce with as many hunts as DIDI8 is. One more hunt is spawning right now for HoT, who's getting a couple of his hunts in a pretty awkward position. One more might fall here, but the Priestess could be surrounded. Luckily for DIDI8, a new town portal has been purchased, but actually it is one of the hunts of HoT that has been surrounded and is being taken down right now. It's 41 supply for HoT against 49 for DIDI8 still, and he still has his heal scroll, which I guess should be used soon right now, as all of the hunts are kind of orange already. And surround on the Priestess of the Moon of HoT, and he leaves the game here because Varg TV was in the game. There was no chat recorded, but DIDI8 basically with one move going into the base of HoT gotten himself into a decent position economically. I mean, look at the difference in gold mined here without any necessity really. I don't really get why HoT uprooted his Ancient of his Tree of Life. Maybe it was just a blunder, but yeah, maybe not. I don't know what the reason behind that was, but there we see it, about 800 additional gold. That was a supply advantage of about 10. He had for quite a while in the final fight level 2 True Shot Aura against level 1 True Shot Aura. He had a heal scroll and a protection scroll against no scrolls, and that was enough to win the battle and enough to win the game. So we're gonna go into one final game in this best of 3, and that is going to be on Echo Isles.